Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class in this chapter acid, bases and salt, we were talking about the different compounds and we had seen already the sodium hydrogen carbonate uses and properties of the sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is also called as a baking soda. We have seen that what is the difference between baking soda, baking powder, and how can we form the baking powder with the help of the baking soda. We have seen the different properties, we have seen the uses of the baking soda, student, as well as how we can prepare the baking soda. Then we have started with another topic, student, and that is sodium carbonate. So let me write here sodium carbonate. It will be I told you about the sodium carbonate, student. Basically sodium carbonate is what? It is in a various form. If it will be in the anhydrous form, it will not consisting of any water and the formula will be Na2CO3, and at that time it is also called as a soda ash. And then if we talk about the sodium carbonate monohydrate, at that time it will be in the form of a crystal carbonate and the formula will be Na2CO3.H2O. And if sodium carbonate is having the 10 molecule of water, then it will be sodium carbonate decahydrate, and that time the formula will be Na2CO3.10H2O, and the salt will be called as the washing soda also. So generally we can say that the exact formula of the sodium carbonate is washing soda, student. Okay, now moving on, and we were talking about the preparation. So let us see that what is the preparation, how can we prepare the sodium carbonate. So basically it is prepared by heating the sodium hydroxide and again recrystallizing it with water. We will get the sodium carbonate decahydrate. So preparation. So sodium carbonate, it is prepared with the help of the sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. This NaHCO3, when it will be heated, then so NaHCO3, when it is heated, then it will form sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3 plus carbon dioxide is released and water is also released along with it. This already we have seen. This is what? This is sodium carbonate. This is sodium carbonate, student. Okay, sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium carbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. This will be in the aqueous form, solid form. This is also solid, this is gas, and this one is also gas. Okay, so heating it, we will get this value. Now what we will do, it is in the solid form, so we will do the recrystallization. So recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives what it will give, students. So see, recrystallization, it means this Na2CO3, it will be recrystallized, it means it will be mixed with the water. 10 molecule of a water will combine along with it, and thus there is a formation of a Na2CO3.10H2O. So we can say here, this is what? This is sodium carbonate decahydrate. Sodium carbonate decahydrate, which is also called as washing soda. So this is how the preparation of the sodium carbonate usually take place. First of all, we will going to heat the sodium hydrogen carbonate, due to which sodium carbonate is formed, and this sodium carbonate will be recrystallized with water to form the sodium carbonate decahydrate. Now let us see that what are the different properties of the sodium carbonate. So, properties. So the first property of the sodium carbonate, that it is what? It is a white crystalline solid. So first one is white crystalline solid. When you look at it, you will find that it is what? It is a white crystalline solid. Then it is readily soluble in water, as we have seen in case of the sodium carbonate, that is finely soluble in water and form the alkaline solution. It is the solution formed is alkaline in nature. Same thing here. Sodium carbonate get easily dissolved with water and form a solution which is alkaline in nature. Okay. So readily soluble in water and forms alkaline solution. Okay. Readily soluble in water and forms the alkaline solution. Next one is, it is hygroscopic in nature. It will absorb the moisture which is present in the atmosphere. It is hygroscopic in nature. Although it is stable, but hygroscopic in nature. Then on exposure to the to light, it will evaporate, or the water which is present in it will on the exposure to the heat, we can say, it will obviously the water which will be present in it will get evaporated, and it will be formed as a sodium carbonate and sodium carbonate monohydrate, and 9 molecules of water will be released. So we can say here that on exposure to air, on exposure to air, it loses molecule it will loses water, it will loses its water loses its water and this will be equals to Na2CO3.10H2O. On exposure to air will get converted to dry air. It will be Na2CO3.H2O plus 9 molecule of a H2O will get evaporated or will get loosed. Okay. So this is also called as sodium carbonate monohydrate. Sodium carbonate monohydrate, that is called as sodium carbonate monohydrate, students. So when this 10 molecule, this is what? This is the sodium carbonate decahydrate. Sodium carbonate decahydrate. So when we heat it, when it will be in the exposure to air, it will loses the water, which is water of crystallization, and finally it will become the sodium carbonate monohydrate. Now this spontaneous loss of water, this spontaneous loss of water of crystallization, is water of crystallization by hydrated salt on the exposure of air, on the exposure is called efflorescence. Is called efflorescence. Okay, so the spontaneous loss of water of crystallization by hydrated salt on the exposure of air is called as efflorescence. Basically what happens, students, when the sodium carbonate decahydrate, it is exposure to the dry air, then there will be the formation of a sodium carbonate monohydrate, and this sodium carbonate monohydrate is because that is because of the process of efflorescence, where when the compound having the water of crystallization, when it loses the water of crystallization due to exposure to the air, that is called as the efflorescence. So here it shows the property of a efflorescence also. Okay, and further giving heat to it will get converted into a into soda ash or sodium carbonate. So right now it is only sodium carbonate monohydrate because it is in the exposure of the exposure of the dry air, and due to which it loses the 9 molecule of water, and this process is called as efflorescence. But if further heating will be continued, then it will get converted into sodium carbonate. So I am writing it here that on strong heating, it will get converted to sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3, which is soda ash. Okay, so when it is in the exposure to the air, it will loses water, shows the process of efflorescence. But when we will provide more heat, it will lose all the water and ultimately will become soda ash. So these are some of the properties of the sodium carbonate. Now let us see what are the different uses of the sodium carbonate, students. So uses. Uses. The first one, it is used for washing it. The name itself washing. So it is used as for washing, for laundry purpose, and even for cleaning. So in water softening, in water softening laundry and in cleaning. Okay. So it is used in water softening laundry and cleaning. Name itself explain a lot of a thing that it is a washing soda. So obviously it will be used in laundry. It is used in softening the water, students. It help in making the hard water too soft, and or that's why the sodium carbonate work in the hard water, and as well as it is used for cleaning. So laundry for cleaning is the major function of the washing soda. It is also used in the manufacture of glass, borax, borax. Okay, manufacture of glass, borax, borax is there. Soap and caustic soda. So it is not only used for the laundry, for the cleaning purpose, but also used in making the glass, in making borax, in making soap, as well as caustic soda, that is sodium hydroxide. Okay, NaOH is made up of this sodium hydroxide. Actually, what happened? We have seen that the sodium carbonate, when combined with the hydrochloric acid, then there is a formation of a sodium hydroxide. So we can say here that it helps in the formation of a caustic soda. Also, it is used in paper, paints, then and textile industries. It is used in paper, it is used in paints, as well as it is also used in textile industries, students. Then it is also used as a water softener, because it helps in making the hard water too soft. So water softener, Then also it is used in laboratory for qualitative and quantitative analysis. For qualitative and quantitative analysis. Okay, so it is used in laboratory for qualitative and quantitative analysis. So these are what, student, these are some of the uses of the sodium carbonate. Used in softening water, used in laundry, used in cleaning, used for making borax, for soap, for caustic soda. Also it is used in the paper and textile industry, in paint industry, and finally for quantitative and qualitative analysis in laboratory. These are also required. So this is all about the sodium carbonate. Moving on, and we will see the next type of a compound, student, and that is calcium oxychloride, okay, which is also called as bleaching powder, okay. So calcium oxychloride. So calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2, calcium oxychloride. Let us write some points about the calcium oxychloride. So basically, during the electrolysis of aqueous solution of sodium chloride that is also called as brine. Cl2 gas, chlorine gas is released, okay. So we can write here chlorine is produced. Chlorine is produced. This chlorine gas is used in manufacture of calcium oxychloride, okay. This is used for making calcium oxychloride, which is generally called as bleaching powder. Called as bleaching powder, and the formula is CaOCl2. CaOCl. Basically, what is the meaning of this sentence, students? Here it is saying that in order to make the calcium oxychloride, what is the thing which is necessary here is the chlorine gas. And this chlorine gas, we will obtain it. Remember, when we were talking about the the formation of the calcium hydroxide, there we used to pass in the water calcium sodium chloride in the sodium chloride. When it is mixed in the water, we pass the electricity. It means we do the electrolysis of the sodium chloride, which is also called as a brine solution. Then there is a release of a gas, that is chlorine gas is formed. Remember that two type of gases are formed there. One is chlorine and one is the hydrogen. So this chlorine gas which is formed at where it will be at anode, because chlorine is what? That is a chloride ion, which is an anion. So it will be formed as anode. This chlorine gas is used in order to make the calcium oxychloride, which is also known as bleaching powder, and the formula is given as CaOCl2. Calcium, O for oxy, and then chloride. So calcium oxychloride is the bleaching powder, students, which is made with the help of the chlorine produced in the electrolysis of the brine solution. Now let us see that what is the actual preparation happens and what is the chemical reaction involved in this preparation. So, here preparation. Now let us see here, students, the action of a chlorine on a dry slake lime. So it is prepared by the action of the chlorine gas on dry slaked lime. Basically what happens here, at first this will react with the slake lime. Formula of a slake lime is CaOH whole twice. This is what? This is the slake lime. So this is what? This is the dry, so it will be in the solid. We will call it as a calcium hydroxide, which is also called as slaked lime. This slake lime, when chlorine gas is passed through it, when the chlorine gas is passed, then there will be the formation of calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2 plus H2O is formed. This is what? This is the solid one, and here water is released. So what happened when the dry, it is dry slake lime, students. This dry slake lime, when chlorine, which is what? It is a gas now here. This chlorine gas is passed. Then calcium oxychloride is formed here, and water is released. This is how the calcium oxychloride or bleaching powder is prepared. Okay, so this is how the preparation of the calcium oxychloride happens, students. Now let us see that what are the different properties of the calcium oxychloride. I hope you all have understood how we will get the calcium oxychloride, which is also called as a bleaching powder. So, properties. So, the first property is, student, it is a yellowish white powder. It is the yellowish white powder having strong smell of chlorine. Having strong smell of chlorine. Since chlorine gas is passed through its, students, thus it is having a strong smell of a chlorine. It is yellowish white powder. Okay. Second thing, it is soluble even in cold water. So, it is soluble in cold water. Okay. So first one, it is yellowish white powder having the smell of a chlorine, and the second one, that it is very good solubility. It means it can be soluble even in cold water.